Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of the great millstone, and peace and salutations to the elect of the nation of Israel, starting up with 144,000, which would be the ruling governing body in the kingdom of heaven, which would be the top of the 1/3, right? The 144,000 would be all men. And the rest of 1/3 will be men, women, and children that'll be saved here in America. They'll be believers, right? 2/3 of our people here in America will be destroyed. You also have the elect that's scattered abroad that will be saved. And you have the rebels that are scattered abroad that will be destroyed, who the world ignorantly and willingly calls Black, Hispanic, Native American, Puerto Rican, Dominican, Jamaican, Haitian, Guatemala, Panamanians, Cubans, Argentinians, and Chileans. You know, I'm the brother Yeremia can make it on the lesson. From End Time Headlines. As y'all can see, it says China wants to put a chip in your brain. China's brain chip drives accelerates with slew of state-backed incentives. Right? Hey, we in the time of the MOTB, man. You know, you other camps don't got to believe it. You know, you don't got to believe it's going to come to pass. It's in the scriptures, man. But I'm going to get Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 3. It says, for the vision, it's talking about the prophecy, is yet for an appointed time. But at the end, it shall speak, meaning it will happen and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come and it will not tarry, man. I believe I did a lesson as far as China and the sea-hip, like maybe a month or two ago, not too long ago. So this technology, you're hearing about it more and more. You know, you're gonna keep hearing about it more and more to that day that, you know, it's worldwide where people have to get it. You know, you saw gonna mandate this thing and these other countries, man. You know, these prophecies are speeding up, man. I mean, you know, most of the world is gonna take this. Right? If you paid attention, you know, there's a famine pretty much being orchestrated by Yahweh Shai using these damn heathen, you know, to go to war, and to you know, Esau is burning crops, you know, here in America, and having food processing plants blow up, and you know, them going to war with Iran and blocking the Strait of Hormuz and all that. There's not food and stuff being transported like that. This man Esau Edom, he's hoarding the food and putting all types of food in there. So, you know, it's gonna happen, man. It's gonna happen, and most people, man, when that time comes, they're not gonna trust in, you know, the Lord, man. They're gonna trust in, you know, their government that's set up, right? In China, they already got their MOTB system set up. You know, it's not mandatory over there, if I'm not mistaken, but it is definitely an option. Right? And Esau wants America to be like China. You know, he wants people to be submissive and obeying him like that. Right? But there's got to be more things that happen that take place before people really submit and bow down. You know, because people over here got guns, people over here, you know, you so-called got rights and all that. It's a different type of government set up over here. You know? But best believe this devil, you know, he's going to make it happen, man. You know, which the Lord is put on his spirit to do because it's prophecy, right? But we're not to take this thing, man. You know, by any means. You know, we are not to take this, right? And however this devil pitches it to you, you can't trust him, man. The scriptures say in Sirach 12, right? In 10 it says, never trust thine enemy, for like his iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. And though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him. Right? And thou should be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust have not been altogether wiped away. Salakia. You know, that's how you got to treat this man. You know, and these other heathen nations, man, they don't have, you know, you Jakes, best interest in mind. They don't even care about the poor of their own people. So why would they care about you? You know? And the fact that they talking about how the past, 2-3 weeks, they've been talking about how they didn't lie to you about the C19. You think they ain't gonna try to put on CHIP? Yeah, you sorely mistaken, man. You people don't know. You people don't know what's really going on, man. You know, right? When you go to the book of Isaiah, it says Isaiah 60. Let's say Isaiah 60 and verse 2 is, I'll start at verse 1. It says, "Arise and shine, for thy light is come." That light is YASHARAHLA. There's wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. It says, "The glory of the Lord is risen upon thee." Upon who? The elect of the Israelites. "For behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people, but the Lord shall rise upon thee, and his glory shall be seen upon thee." And the elect is showing that light. The prophets, right? First and foremost, they're preaching this word, telling you what the MOTB is, telling you what's about to happen. But what is Jake still doing? Still in La La Land, still trying to plan and prep for the future in this place, man. Hey, this devil wants to see hip your ass, man. You know? And most of you Jakes is going to take it because you trust in man. Right? You trust in man. But we know the scriptures say, let me go to Jeremiah real quick. Jeremiah, right, 17 and 5. It says, "Thus said the Lord, cursed be the man that trusteth in man, and maketh flesh his armor, whose heart departed from the Lord." You know, that's what most of you all gonna do when there's no, where there's a famine. That's what I believe the MOTB is gonna be really pushed. I'm speaking as a man. I'm not saying that's prophecy or doctrine, but especially over here in America, man, things have to really get bad for people to really submit. But like I said, people took the jump shot in 2020. You people gonna take that damn shit, man, over here, man. You people gonna take it. But through us having the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, we hope that the Lord keeps us, and we don't fall. Right? When you go to Isaiah 30 in verse 1. It says, "Woe to the rebellious children, said the Lord," which means destruction. "They take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with their covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin, and that walk and they go down to Egypt," which is talking about America. "And they have not asked in my mouth to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh and to trust in the shadow of Egypt." Right? It says, "Therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust in the shadow of Egypt your confusion," which the modern day Pharaoh is Esau, Edom. Right? Which he's really, and the elites of this world, most of them probably, Edomites. And they tell these leaders of these other countries, these other heathen nations, to implement this. Remember, the earth was given to the hands of the wicked, Job 9:24. So, really anywhere where Jake is at, if you don't have this truth, if you don't have the faith, and you have YASHARAHLA, you're gonna trust in this man, right? You're gonna trust in whatever system set up. You're gonna take this seat, man. And it's going to shut up a lot of you, unbelievers, man, these other camps, man. Right? Because the scriptures say when you go to Ezekiel, let me see if I can get that real quick. Ezekiel 18. No, it's not Ezekiel 18, Ezekiel 12, I believe. It's Ezekiel 12:21. It says, "And the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, what is that proverb that you have in the land of Israel, saying the days are prolonged and every vision faileth?" Right? Saying that, oh, it ain't going to come. They've been saying that since, I was a child. My parents said that they've been saying it since forever. It's going to come, or that's what it is. It ain't happening. It ain't going to happen. It ain't going to happen until I'm long gone. That's how a lot of people think, man. It says, "Tell them therefore, thus said the Lord Yahweh Shemel Shai, I will make this proverb to cease, and they shall no more use it as a proverb in Israel, but saying to them, the days are at hand, and the effect of every vision." That's what's going to happen, man, because we believe that this is going to take place in our lifetime. Remember, these devils got an agenda called Agenda 2030. That's the year 2030. And how far is that away? What, 4 years? Really, technically 3, because we already halfway through the year. When you go to Revelation 13, it says what it says. Right, Revelation 13 is 16. It says that he causeth all, talking about Esau, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save that he had the mark or the name of the beast, the number of his name. And this is gonna happen everywhere, man. You know, that word mark is charagma. You know, I mean, get it, which means an incision. Let me see, Revelations. Let's lock you. There you go, charagma. It says a scratch or etching, a stamp, a badge of servitude, yep, or sculpted figure, graven mark, right? You gotta carve, right? To grave something, you gotta make an incision, man. You gotta, make a cutting in the flesh, right? It's gonna be something physical. It's not symbolic or a metaphor or anything like that, man. And when you take this is ultimately saying that this is your God, forever, because you ain't gonna be able to repent from this. All right, let me get it's the judgment for those who take this. This is Revelation 16 and verse 2. It says, "And the first went and poured his vial upon the earth, and there fell a noisome and grievous sore upon the men which had the mark of the beast, and upon them who worship his image." So people that take this, they're gonna have boils, sores on their body. It's gonna be evident in who took it, and who didn't. You don't want that, man. You're gonna ultimately get that fire, man, that nuclear missile, man. Especially if you over here in America, right? But yeah, they definitely gonna be offering incentives, man. So Jake, keep the faith. I know that was talking about China, but pray for more wisdom and knowledge, because you got Jakes over there too, Like, this man's gonna do it, man. It's gonna be mandatory everywhere, man. But I'm gonna close out. I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, YASHAMIAHLA, YASHAMIAHLA. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. The next time I want to say, Abba Shalom.